Hi, it's been a minute since I've been here and done any kind of media, blog, Instagram, YouTube, podcast, whatever you want it to be. If you don't know this, I am at camp. I'm currently at a summer camp, and I am being a counselor from the last month until August. And it has been a journey. Today is my day off, and I actually only have a few more hours until I have to go back into camp. So we'll see if I can put together an entire video from start to finish in an hour and a half. That would be amazing. We'll see. If you can hear the waterfall, I am right next to a waterfall. So sorry if it's loud. It's also a little windy out here, but you know what? Why would I not film outside? It is, this is where I am. I'm so in nature. There are bears and bugs and snakes and so many chipmunks and flying squirrels, sugar gliders and fish and rats and mice and all the critters, every critter you could imagine. So filming next to a waterfall and enjoying my time outside it's who I am now, if you want to say that. Yeah, we'll say that. But I just kind of wanted to come on here and give a little update. Obviously, I haven't been on Instagram at all. I don't even have my Instagram really. I deleted it. I tried to delete it from my phone, and then I was searching something else, and I found that it's still hidden in my phone. But I don't know. I guess there's an app library now with the update. It doesn't really matter. But I haven't been on Instagram. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a second, but I haven't obviously been making videos or podcasts or anything, but I did know I might want to do a few podcasts here and there, or maybe a vlog, kind of like a not travel diary, but that type of video where it's just instead of multiple vlogs, it's just one kind of overall review, not a review, but you know what I mean? Just a little diary, film diary. So I might do one of those at the end of camp. But I have to kind of figure out what I can and can't show. Also just because I'm hanging out with minors all day, every day. I'm in a cabin with 8 amazing 15 and 16-year-olds, but they're 15 and 16-year-olds. I can't be up here posting content without their consent, or even just content of them in general. That's not cool. So yeah, but there's so much other things that are cool that are happening. And I just wanted to kind of talk about that. I've already learned so much. I came to camp with the intention of, oh my gosh, my life is crazy. I am feeling all sorts of ways. I don't know if it's depression or anxiety or just general stress, but I was feeling so overwhelmed with the real world, so to speak, because some people like to think that camp isn't a real world, and that's kind of, I guess we joke about it. We're oh yeah, back in the real world, I have a job in marketing or something, but the real world was stressing me out so much, and I had been doing blogging for a decade, and I was over it. And I talked about this a little bit in my last podcast episode, I don't remember. But just to give a little recap, previously on something like Olivia, I was over it. I love my Instagram and I love my YouTube, but I hated how self-centered it was. I hated how all the content that I made was about me. And I was so consumed with trying to get views and grow and thinking that numbers were, the value of my own personal worth as a human, which they just so were not, and they are not at all. But I don't know. I feel like this podcast is kind of different because I can just talk freely and don't have to worry about looking good or I don't know. I am wearing a dress and funky earrings and tried to look kind of cute today because we wear a uniform. I wear a navy green polo every day and khaki shorts and very campy, in the sense of literal camp, summer camp, not Met Gala camp. Very campy, and I don't know. I get a lot of my confidence through my clothes, and I feel much more comfortable when I'm in some funky earrings and a dress. So That's what we've got today on my day off as I sit here in the mountains by a waterfall outside with spider webs everywhere, literally everywhere. And I think I'm sitting in like some like maple tree sap or something. It smells like it. I'm not mad about it. It smells nice, but yeah. And I don't know if you can see, but I do have like hair tinsel, the like fairy hair in my hair. So again, very campy. But gosh, what was I even saying? I don't even remember. We're off to a great start, guys. I am doing so well. But I think just that like, yeah, I wasn't loving how much my content was just about me. I feel like I, as a person, have learned in the last year that I really value my connections that I have with other people. I really value creating fun experiences for people and uplifting other people and watching them learn and grow and helping them become who they want to be. And I love working with young people and women my age and young women and just inspiring and, like I said, uplifting people. And I really didn't feel like I was able to do that through my Instagram, where I was posting photos of me wearing cute outfits and having some punny caption and stressing out about why I didn't have X amount of followers. It's just not fulfilling. It's not fulfilling. But what's interesting is that I came to camp here and I found that I still very much so have just a social media brain. I'm still stuck in craving validation from others. I feel like that when you get a certain amount of likes on an Instagram photo, you know, it's a very quick high and it feels good. It feels great to be validated like that. But it's also so fleeting. You're like, okay, that was great. Let me post another photo so I can do it again, but this time get more likes and be better because my looks or my funny caption or something insightful that I said that I had a million rough drafts for and was not natural at all, people really loved. So let me do it again and get more likes, and then people will like me. But like, they don't know me, you know, they don't know me. And so it's interesting because I come here and my mindset is kind of still stuck in that I need this quick validation. I need people to like me immediately. I need people to pick up off of my energy and think that I'm really cool and compliment me and throw me a like and throw me a, you know, like if there were a way to comment in real life and be like, OMG, so cute, heart eyes emoji. I'm like, where is that? Which is so flawed, but I'm learning a lot. And it's interesting because I'm able to take something that I was so in love with, like social media influencer world, working with brands and working on my blog. And I was so into it and I would defend it so heavily about like, oh, Instagram and social media is not bad at all. Like, it's so great. Like, I can like share my memories and my stories. And I do believe that to a certain extent, but coming here, I'm just like, what? Like, I don't need this like little validation, like in these like quick comments. Like, I don't want people to just see me. And I feel like because my brain is wired for like Instagram, it's all like first impressions. Like, I came here and one of my biggest things that I was nervous about was making friends, because I had gone to camp here all throughout my childhood. I basically grew up with this camp and I love this place so much, but I was really aware that, you know, coming back, it's not going to be the same. Like, there's all my friends have aged out or they just don't go here anymore. And I'm going to have to make some new friends, and that's okay. But I was really nervous about it because I knew that, you know, people also have been coming here their whole lives and they also have friends. And I'm really nervous. Wait, it's kind of windy. I'm nervous my camera is going to fall. Is it secure? I can't tell. Let me put my like phone up here too. We're trying to protect my camera. My camera's already so broken, guys. The screen is like off its hinges. It's just like it's so bad. It's like pretty much gonna fall off, which we don't love. But anyway, I was really nervous about making friends, and I've had some issues with friends in the past, and just like trust and loyalty and friendship is like a huge part of who I am and some things that are really important to me. So I knew that making friends was probably my biggest point of stress, just because I didn't know. Like, I knew I was going to be a great counselor. Sure. I love hanging out with young people. I love doing arts and crafts with them. I love doing drama. I love like jumping in the lake after a fun dance party. Like, no question about it. But I was nervous about clicking with people my age and not making friends. And I got so stressed out about like meeting them and not immediately having like a best friend. But then I realized like they just don't know me yet. Like I know I have to realize that I am so amazing. I know I'm so amazing. And I think this is like some decent advice that I could give to you too. You're amazing. And I feel like we are so like living in a world where with social media, things are so perfect. Things are so curated. And we kind of paint ourselves out to be these awesome people. And yeah, like sometimes I can do like an IG versus reality thing and, post like a more real side of me. Maybe I post a photo of me after like a mental breakdown and I'm crying and all that stuff. But even then, it's like I had time to think of the caption. Like you're not getting like a raw, unfiltered version of me no matter what on social media. And so I guess I was just kind of nervous that I wasn't getting this like first immediate perfect first impression response. Obviously nothing went wrong, but I was like, whoa, why isn't everyone flocking to me? Why doesn't everyone like want to be my friend? It's like, well, they don't know me yet. They already know their friends, and I just have to stay true to who I am and know that I know me and I love me and I know I'm great and I know that I'm a really loyal friend. I know I'm a trusting friend. I know I'm caring and giving, and something that I need to work on and I'm working on and have been working on a lot since being at camp is self-confidence and just like trying to be better at like caring about myself, and just like boosting myself up. Like I sang in chapel the other day. I sang Landslide by the Chicks, and it was fun. It was great. One of my friends played guitar and accompanied me, and it was wonderful. And a lot of people came up to me after and, said, oh, it was great. Thank you so much for doing that. Or what a lovely performance. And I almost every time was like, oh no, like my voice was so shaky. I was so nervous. Like, no, I don't know. Like, wasn't that what? I worked so hard on that song and it was so much fun to do. And I was doing it with my friend and he sounded great and I sounded great and it was great and everything's great. And I know I just said that word 1,000 times, but for real, like accepting compliments is something that I've been learning. Accepting compliments, being more, in tune to who I am and my skills and my passions. And if someone compliments my funky earrings, don't say, oh my gosh, no, it's nothing. Be like, oh my gosh, thank you. I love wearing them. They make me happy. Wearing fun earrings alongside my khaki shorts and my uniform makes me just feel a little bit more me, Sure, whatever, say that, overshare, go for it. But I've just been learning to like appreciate myself a lot more. And that has been wonderful. I just like, it's funny too, because especially with having, young campers, they're 15 and 16, like I mentioned earlier, they're in that phase, where they are like kind of embarrassed by stuff, like they are super cool. I think they're very cool and they're all talented and just funny and just like, I'm really loving being surrounded by young minds. I don't want that to sound weird, but like, they're really inspiring and it's refreshing and it's cool. And I think it's like so interesting hearing what they are passionate about at their stage in life right now. And I love to be able to kind of fill in the holes and fill in the gaps where, they may have insecurities or are learning something or are questioning themselves in something. It's a really kind of like huge responsibility. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but it is. It's like I'm fully aware that I am responsible for like shaping these girls' lives, which is crazy. It's like my friend Allie is going to be an elementary school teacher, and I cannot praise her enough. Like I had never really thought about it, when I was in elementary school, because I was in elementary school and I didn't think about it. But now that I'm older and I'm like hearing the things that she's learning and hearing the things that she's doing, it's just so remarkable to me that so many people in even so many family situations, the teachers are the ones that kids grow up with more than their parents. Sometimes it's life lessons learned from teachers that stand out, that are more important than the ones that parents teach. Obviously, every single family dynamic is different, but, it's like I do have memories from summer camp and coming back and being like, oh yeah, I do this one thing because my counselor when I was 13 taught me how to do this, or like I believe this because a counselor that I had told me, and I really looked up to her, and that was really cool. Like, it is a little bit of pressure because I have to realize that I'm kind of, I'm always on watch. I'm always, I have to be good. I have to be, I have to be a good role model and a good leader. And the thing is too, with these 15 and 16-year-olds, it is really important to me, to remind them that they are too, that they are role models and leaders for the younger girls in the camp. And, so they have to uphold this confidence and, what am I saying? I don't know. None of this is like scripted. I don't really know what I'm saying, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. Like, they are role models too. And so, which is funny too, because sometimes like I'll be having a bad day, or, and I don't really show it to my campers because, again, I have to kind of be there for them. But it's funny because they see me as someone who's so much older. I'm so experienced. I'm 23. I've been through college. I've had a world of experiences, but from my perspective, in my world, I'm still so young and I still have so much time, And that's another thing too. Before I came to camp, I realized I was really thinking like, oh, I'm so stressed out about being a camp counselor. People are seeing it as a detour. It's not my final destination. Like, this isn't my dream job, so to speak. But I think the thing is that I've realized is that I'm not rushing anything. I've listened to myself, and the fact that I was able to take a step back from social media, from YouTube, from my life in Richmond, and just pack everything in a bright orange trunk with like faded stickers all over it and just leave and really seek out that personal growth and seek out the ability to learn more about myself is a huge step. I don't see this as a step back or anything. I don't see it as a detour. I think that I thought I knew what I wanted to do with my life, and then I realized I didn't want to settle. I realized that wasn't good enough for me. I realized that life is full of so much vast, sparkly, wonderful, magical opportunity, and I just haven't gotten there yet. And that's okay, and that's amazing. And just because I'm right out of college doesn't mean I have to have anything figured out. There's so much pressure to have your life figured out, to have your dream job and everything like right when you graduate. And I've had real life working experience. I've worked real jobs. I did the whole job after college thing. I've worked service jobs. I've worked in giant, like huge company jobs. And I've had high highs and low lows, and I've learned so much about myself. And I'm 23 and I still don't know what I want to do with my life. And I hope that by the time I'm 53, I still am finding new things about myself. And that's the thing. I'm proud of myself to be able to say that I was feeling lost. I was looking for something new. And I had this amazing safe space that I knew in my heart could change me and could teach me so many new things and could inspire me to learn and grow. And I think that's a really big step to be able to just like find that out about myself, So I want to encourage you all to kind of, take a step back. Just because you might have a degree in something, or your family might be telling you the path to take. I mean, I know it's always easier said than done, but I just want to encourage you all to think about you, think about who you are, think about your life, and know that it's okay to change your course, okay to change your mind. It's okay to not know what's going on. 100%. It is okay to not know what is going on. And I'm looking forward to many years ahead where I'm still learning and growing. But it's wild to me that I've been here for about a month now, and I have already learned so much. That's amazing. That's spectacular. I can't wait to see what the entire summer brings for me. It's a real treat, truly. And so, yeah, speaking of high highs and low lows, like I mentioned like 30 seconds ago, it's been wild. It's been tough. I absolutely underestimated the intensity of the counselor job. It's hard because I do, like I was saying before, which I don't even think I finished the thought, I seek so much validation from 15 and 16-year-olds. I'm seeking so much validation from teenagers, and it can be draining and it's hard, but it's like, I realized that, like I was saying before, they're in that kind of stage of life where they're figuring themselves out in a huge way. They're becoming like almost adults, not really. They might think they are, they feel like they're getting their license. They're starting to feel like senses of freedom. They're, don't want to be treated like children anymore. And they are learning and they're changing and they're growing. They're thinking about college, leaving home for the first time. It's a huge deal, and it's a huge part in someone's life, especially like young women. I mean, this is a camp for women, which is also really special because, I just feel like being surrounded by women is like so incredible. Like, it's just miraculous. The amazing, wonderful energy that is created from females. That, like, does that sound weird? I don't know. I just think it's great. It's like a supportive environment. It's a fun environment. There's no pressure to like look a certain way or to act a certain way. And you're not, I don't know, not saying, I don't want to sound weird. It's, I probably do. It's whatever. I don't really care. But anyway, like, it's hard because I'm seeking validation from younger people. And so, for example, it was one of my campers' birthdays, and I got like birthday crowns for everyone to wear, and I was so excited for us all to wear them and us to all celebrate the birthday and stuff. But, no one really wanted to wear the crowns. They took them off throughout the day. They kind of like left them in the cabin, didn't really wear them around, didn't really want to like be loud and proud about a birthday. And I'm a huge birthday person, as we know. So obviously I cared a lot. And then here's the thing too, just in general, I care a lot. And I want everyone to feel so special and so magical and so magnificent. And so that is another reason why I just felt drawn to this job, because I know myself and I know who I was when I was 15, and I know where I was, and I wish I had more mentors. I wish I could look back. Like, I wish like me now could go back to 15-year-old me and just give me the biggest hug and be like, you're going to be great. Like, you've got this. I love you so much. And that's the thing, is that I'm incredibly proud of these girls, simply for just existing, whether or not they want to wear a sparkly crown. So back to that. But, I just was feeling kind of hurt and annoyed and pestered, bothered. I don't know. I was just feeling kind of bothered that they didn't want to wear these crowns, and I was like, I just like want everyone to have fun. I'm so annoyed. They probably think I'm so weird. And then I was like, you know what? I have to realize something, and that is that, and this can apply to so many different things. Whatever you want, maybe here's another little advice section, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, but anyway, I have to continue to wear the crown, literally and metaphorically, for the rest of my life. And by that, I mean, I have to continue to be me. I have to continue to do these things that fill me with so much joy, like celebrating someone else's birthday. And I can't be disappointed that someone else doesn't want to join in. Because here's the thing. I know how special I am, and I hope you know how special you are too. And just like, there's like something. Hey, I'm recording a podcast. Sorry. Can you hear me? Okay, cool, wonderful. I know how special I am, and I hope you know how special you are. And I think I just had to like let go of what these teenagers thought of me, because the thing is, they might be embarrassed to wear the crowns, but like eventually they're gonna look back and see me still wearing my crown the whole time. They're gonna see me loving this tiny little sparkly crown that makes me look like one of the Fairly Odd Parents. They're gonna look back and say like, oh man, like she's having a lot of fun and she doesn't care what anyone thinks about her. and she's loving it, she's enjoying it, and she's having a good time. So I should put that crown back on. You know, like when people see you doing when people see you doing what fills you with joy, and people see you having so much fun and feeling so fulfilled and not caring what others think, it's like, I feel like I've said this on the podcast before, and I'm going to be honest with you. It has been a hard thing for me to learn. And I have struggled with trying to even believe it. You know, I don't often practice what I preach because I'm learning and growing at the same time that you guys are. I've said that a million times, but it's just like I'm learning now for the first time that like I don't need validation from 16-year-olds, but what I do need is to make them feel like no matter what, they can join me. And that no matter what, I still believe that they are special and wonderful, and I will always have a crown for them to put on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to be an example. I want to lead by example and show them how wonderful it can be to live your life fully and not care what other people think of you. And it's hard, and that's really hard coming from a place of being like addicted to social media and having my job for the last 10 years be my blog and YouTube and Instagram and now this podcast. And it's just like, it's hard to not feel validated. It's hard to not be the center of attention, but it feels really good wearing a crown and being surrounded by a whole bunch of other crown wearers where we can just be ourselves and be happy and be joyful and all that good stuff, if that makes any sense. But I'm just like, every day is a new day. And I keep saying that. It's like I have a chance every single day to start anew. I know I've said this thing before about the whole birds chirping thing, how I was once told that, like, if you're having a bad day, if you're going through a lot, you know, look for, or like listen for the birds chirping, because, sorry, I'm scratching my eye. Yep, it's, I'm in nature and I have allergies. But look for the birds chirping, listen for the birds, because no matter how bad life gets, the birds will still be chirping. And if the birds are still chirping, the world is still turning. So when it feels like everything means nothing and the world is ending, you have to know that if the birds are singing their sweet songs and flying around, that it's going to be okay. And that's a magical, wonderful thing. I, the other day, was having a tough time. I was kind of struggling with the idea that I was getting in my own head and thinking that no one wanted to be my friend or hang out with me, when in reality, everyone was just busy doing other stuff. That's just the truth. And I was having a tough time. And I went and I had a moment and I cried on the waterfall field alone. That's like right there, looking down on it right now. And the second that I looked up, I saw a hummingbird. And I was like, what? I've never seen a hummingbird in my life. But obviously everyone knows how like wonderful and beautiful and cool they are. And I was just reminded that like I'm stressing out so much about the potential that someone might not like me. And then I saw this hummingbird and I was like, wait, what am I doing? Like, I'm just now meeting these people for the first time, or getting to know them for the first time. And there's so much more of me that they have yet to learn. And I know that I'm so great, and this bird is so cool, and crying is good too, but like, I'm okay. And then I, you know, finished up there, and then I left, and my friends immediately greeted me again, and I had nothing to worry about. It was just me getting in my own head, you know? And I don't think that, a spider on my arm. I don't really think that story has anything to do with really anything, but I guess just kind of explaining how intense it's been here. And not intense, but like, you know, the first day that I got here, my my cabin girlies, the girls in my cabin, campers, whatever, cabin girlies, that's kind of fun. I kind of like that. My cabin girlies weren't really like interacting with each other. It was kind of awkward and stiff, and I have to remember that they haven't been here in 2 years. Camp didn't happen last year because of COVID, and it's weird this year too because like we have to be in masks and we have to not see everyone all the time, you know, like it's we're in like separate pods, and that's a whole different topic, but I don't know, it's tough for them. They've been in online school or like not seeing their friends as much, not seeing their family as much. It's been tough. And so I was so stressed out like the first day because they weren't as energetic as I was. And I took that as, oh my gosh, they don't like me. But I'm still learning. And now they're all getting along swimmingly and they love each other and I love them and I'm so proud of them. And anytime they get a bullseye in archery or ride a horse or do something, like I want to tell the entire world about it because I'm so excited for them. And that's exactly what I wanted to get out of the summer. And I'm not done there. I'm not nearly done there, but I have so much more to learn, but I'm just so excited that I'm already being able to shift my perspective on my priorities of what's important in life. And while Instagram is fun, while posting photos of my face is fun, a lot of times I post a photo of my face and I don't really feel good that day, but I know that a few clicks and a few filters and a few taps on my phone, and a few moments later, I'll start getting people saying how great I am. That feels great, but it's not fulfilling and doesn't make me happy. But seeing my cabin girlies, I am really running with that name here, seeing my cabin girlies go and perform on stage or laughing with their friends or going and stepping out of their comfort zone and going on a caving trip, I'm so happy for them. Hearing my friends perform in the talent show or just like doing great things for others is starting to really fuel me. Not that it didn't before, but I just have been craving this connection with other people for 2 years now, something. Since COVID hit, almost 2 years. And I'm feeling good. It's not always easy. Things are rocky, things are tough, things are confusing and scary and hard, and this job is way more complex than I ever gave it credit for. But I love it. And I'm really happy to be here. And though I am not eating as many fruits and veggies as I should be, eating a lot of camp food, I'm still happy. I'm still really happy. And I don't know. It's great. So I think I'm going to close this out here because I need to edit this and then post it and then clean up this place so I can then leave and go back to my cabin and be back with my cabin girlies and my amazing co-counselor whom I love so much. She's so amazing. It's so cool being around such hardworking, inspiring people. And you caught me in a good mood. You know, I wouldn't have posted this if I weren't in a good mood. I wouldn't have made this if I weren't super energized and excited about camp. And there have been days where I have been scared and confused and stressing out about whether or not what I was doing was going to bring me success and great knowledge and stuff. You know, as we know, if you've listened to this podcast, I have a lot of fear about whether or not I'm going to be successful in life. But I'm having an absolute blast redefining whatever success means. And I'm feeling pretty dang grateful to be here and quite successful, watching other people grow and growing myself. And I have such a long way to go, but I would love to encourage you all to take a couple steps back and think about your place in life in a non-stressful way and just kind of like evaluate who you want to be and who you are, and know that being yourself and staying true to yourself is the most important thing you could do. And I know you love yourself because you're stuck with yourself, but you really, really have to like yourself in order to be successful and to support others and all that stuff. And it's a journey and it's hard, but I'm really excited to learn to like myself more and more each day. So, all right, that's going to be it. This was kind of like a random recap, and I just saw my friend run by. Hello, Courtney. You're the best. That's another person who's working incredibly hard and is just like so cool. I wish I could like have her on here. That would be so fun. I'm sure she'd love to be on this podcast, but maybe in the future. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you when I talk to you. Sorry if the waterfall was too loud, but honestly, I wish you could just turn this off, come over here, and we could go look at the waterfall together, because it's quite beautiful. All right, I will see you guys when I see you. Don't know when it's going to be, but have a great day. Go make some cookies. Go step outside and sit in the sun and just breathe. Okay, I love you. Bye.